There are many different types of functions you have seen so far through your journey up to calculus. And we want to sort of classify those in different groups so we can understand how they will behave as we go forward into doing calculus with these functions, to know sort of what groups they fall into, how to deal with them, all that stuff. So the couple classes we're going to look at here are polynomials, trigonometric functions, exponential functions, and then inverse functions, which will include logs and inverse trigs. Let's go ahead and jump into the first of those, polynomials. So a polynomial function is one that can be written in the form f of x is a sub n, x to the n, plus a sub n minus 1, x to the n minus 1, all the way down to a1x plus a0, where these a's are all constants, but that are all real numbers, and x is our variable here. Note the letter here doesn't actually matter in this classification. This is a polynomial. F of x is x squared plus 3. So is g of y equals y to the 4th minus 4y cubed plus 2y. And so is r of z is z cubed plus 1. Right, these are all polynomials. They're all in different variables. But the main characteristic is that they are all made up of a sum or difference, because if the constant or negative, you get a difference instead of a sum, of positive integer powers of the variable with those constants in front of them. So all you need is a sum of positive integer powers of your variable with constants. That makes a polynomial. Now you can go one step further beyond polynomials. Think about rational functions. Why would that be your next step? Well, it's because if I take two polynomials and add them, I still get a polynomial. If I take two polynomials and multiply them, still a polynomial. It's when I divide that I lose it being a polynomial. So the sort of next step up in generalization is to what's called a rational function, and that is a quotient of two polynomials. So this is a function of the form f of x is p of x over q of x, where p and q are both polynomials. Polynomials and rational functions are probably the functions you have seen the most over the course of your life so far, right? Polynomials are very common. A lot of times you're looking for the roots of polynomials, which generally involves factoring them or analyzing what the roots could be. If it's degree 2, quadratic formula, right? The degree, as a reminder, the degree of a polynomial is this n. It's the highest power that shows up. You don't really have a degree for a rational function because that's 2 degrees, one on top, one on the bottom. Right, degree 2 quadratic formula works. Things beyond that, you're like factoring by grouping, you're plugging in using rational root theorem. There's a whole bunch of ways to find the roots. But that's the most common thing you've seen for polynomials. They'll also form the sort of simple example functions that we can do things with once we start doing stuff with calculus. We'll rely on polynomials as a starting point and then build up into other kinds of functions beyond that.